Welcome to Women in Sales, the podcast for women who want to master the art of selling and make serious money doing it. I'm Vicky and I've spent years in high ticket sales, closing deals that pay more than most people's monthly salaries. Sales is one of the most powerful skills that you can have, and it's the difference between struggling to make ends meet and having complete control of your income. But let's be real, most women aren't taught how to sell. We're told to play it safe, take a steady job and hope for a pay rise. That's not how we do things here. This podcast is all about real practical sales strategies. No fluff. Whether you're new to sales or you just want to level up your closing skills or you just want to hear from women absolutely smashing it in the industry, you're in the right place. Hit follow and let's get straight into it. From stacking shelves in Aldi to smashing records in real estate, meet Lee Weston. Now, Lee's journey into property wasn't your typical route. Before she was breaking records in real estate in Dubai, she was stacking shelves at Aldi, working long shifts and wondering what else was out there. Now fast forward to today, she's now a senior consultant and associate director at Allsop and Allsop with a list of achievements that speak for themselves. Most properties let in her first year in the industry, top in sales for commission generated 2 years in a row, and multiple #1 agent awards for the highest commission earned. From grafting in supermarkets to outperforming the best in the property sales, Lee's proof that hard work, resilience and the right skills can take you anywhere. So in this episode, we're getting into how she made the jump, what it really takes to succeed in sales, and the mindset that keeps her winning year after year. So Lee, you went from stacking shelves in Aldi to smashing it in Dubai real estate. Did you ever think it was possible for you?
Yeah, I did actually. I always thought it. I always knew, and I put my mind to I can make it work. So I think we were laughing because I put in one of my diaries before I come here saying that I want to be one of the best real estate agents in Dubai, and like I feel like that's the path I'm going down. So yeah.
Where did the real estate come from though? So like all of a sudden one day just wake up and think I want to be an estate agent. Where did that come from?
Do you know what? I went travelling, and when I got back from travelling, I was like, oh, there's more to life than just like these four walls, because I was in the Aldi before, and I was looking at like other jobs like abroad, because I had lived abroad before, and this job, it was just Dubai real estate, and one of my mates had applied for it as well, so it just kind of fell in. But I've always had a passion for real estate anyway. Like my mum and dad used to have properties, and we used to always watch like Grand Designs, Homes Under the Hammer and that. So I just always loved property, so yeah, I just had a passion for it.
Yeah. And what was the exact moment you remember where you were like, there's more to life than this, I want more than this?
Yeah, it was literally when I come back from travelling. I took a sabbatical, took a year off, and we went to like 13 countries for over 6 months travelling, and just like opened my eyes to like the world. And I'd been in the Aldi for like 12 years and such a long time, and I just thought if I don't do something different now, I'll be here when I'm 40, 50, do you know what I mean? I didn't want to just do that for the rest of my life.
Yeah, so how old were you when you moved to Dubai?
I was 31, I think.
So that's 31. Quite, like, in the eyes of...
Old.
Yeah, in the eyes of, like, the UK.
Yeah.
That's quite old. I mean, obviously, it's not.
I know,
It's not old. But, like, you know, you get, obviously, a lot of young people. Like, people at 31 would be so scared to take that leap. Like, when you... What was the driving factor behind you actually being like, right, this is it? Other than the fact that, you know, you didn't want to be at Aldi when you're 50?
Well, to be honest, I always said I wanted to go travelling before I was 30, which I did. And then, like I say, I just knew there was more to life for me than the Aldi. And I knew I'd never become a millionaire working at the Aldi. It's obviously a great, like, wage there, but it's never going to make me financially free. So I just thought I need something where, you know, I can, like, an uncapped earnings, which real estate was. And obviously it's scary because there's no, you know, base salary, but it's commission based, which means like it's on your performance. And I know that if I've got to perform to make the money what I want to make, I will put the work in. Do you know what I mean? I think it makes you work harder.
Yeah, I have probably a similar mindset to that. Whereas like if I don't sell deals, I don't eat at the end of the day, and that's what it is. I mean, that would put some people off. Dubai real estate is very, very cutthroat. What's one of the mindset you've had to adopt coming over here and going from a complete new agent, never done it before, to, you know, all of the awards that you've won?
I think just having determination, being self-motivated and being consistent every day and doing things that maybe some days you're tired, you can't be bothered, but you've still got to be consistent in. Like our job, you've got to speak to a lot of people every day to, you know, networking, speaking to people. So some days you might not be bothered to, but you've got to, and you've got to get those tasks done. And I think consistency is a big one, and resilience as well for when you're getting setbacks, because there's a lot of setbacks in sales, especially real estate.
Yeah.
So it's just about having tough skin and just continuing, carrying on.
Yeah. So you've been in Dubai, what, 4 or 5 years now?
5 years, yeah, in March.
5 years,
yeah,
wow.
5 years this month.
So how do you think there's any differences in between your first year in Dubai? Like, what are some of the lessons and challenges that you had in your first year in Dubai that have made you the real estate agent you are now?
I think just learning patience is a big one for me, because I'm not a very patient person.
You want everything yesterday. Yeah.
And and I just think, like, I want everything like to happen now. Like, I'm very 100 miles an hour, but in this game it's very much like you've got to be patient with everything, with the deal, with just like people and stuff in general. So I think that's a big one, and the resilience is a really big one as well, because it's obviously soul destroying when you lose out on a deal what you've been working so hard for, and then it falls apart, and you've just got to think, like, move on to the next one.
Yeah. What so when you said there about deals falling through, and you've had a bit of a tough year this year, haven't you?
Yeah, I've had like quite a few this year. I think everyone's been a bit in the same boat who I've spoke to. And it's just been a bit of a weird time where, you know, multiple situations have happened where a lot of deals haven't gone through, where, you know, I've just had to pick myself up and dust myself down. But a couple of days ago I just did a really, really big deal. So again, it's just like a roller coaster. It's just like 1 minute you're down, next minute you're up, and you just got to learn to deal with the downs, so you can carry on.
That's one thing that I say to my girls in sales in the academy, is that you can't take anything personally. So I know if somebody says no or a deal falls through, I mean, for you, there's probably, because it's such an extended sales cycle. I mean, with us, it's like you know, quick. You get on, it's quick. You get on the phone, you do the deal in an hour, and you could have 8 calls and 8 no's in a row, and so one bad day, okay, but the next day could be amazing. Yeah. I think real estate is like you could have 1 bad week, 2 bad weeks.
It's a bit more long-winded. Like, you could have a couple of bad months even. It is tough like that. And as well, you can be working on a unit for like for example, I've been working on this with this seller for almost 2 years now, because they keep moving the goalpost of the price. So every time I get them what they want, they move the goalpost, and it's honestly like, it's tough, because obviously you want to, you know, work alongside them, but then, you know, when they keep moving things. So that's the tough part of the job, really, to be honest. Yeah. And what's the longest you've ever gone without doing a deal? I'm actually quite lucky. Well, I say lucky, but it's because I put the activity in that it makes, I think the more activity you have, the luckier you get. But I don't go without a deal. I do at least 3, 4, 5 deals a month. Do you? Yeah. Okay, so forget that question then. Because there's some people who come into sales, you know, real estate, whether it's any type of sales, recruitment, high ticket, and I know people who've gone months. Yeah, no, same. And it's obviously, I do think there's a luck element to it as well, but I also think it's obviously a lot of it's like half the battle is your mindset. Like, if you're wallowing over a deal that hasn't happened, and then you're just going to attract more of that. And I feel like personally I focus on like the next deal that's going to happen rather than the deal that didn't happen. And I think that's a really big part of anything in being successful, is having a really positive mindset. Yeah. Even when you don't want to be positive and you are like feeling down, you just got to put a positive podcast on, or, you know, positive music, something that lifts you up, just something to get you back into a better frequency. Yeah. Tell me a little bit more about, so I know you're into your manifestation and stuff. I know you said that's one of the biggest things that is responsible for getting you to where you are today. Vision board. I love it, a little vision board. I was looking at my old vision board back in my mum's box room. I've got a picture of it, and there's a picture of the Dubai skyline, which is absolutely mad. Crazy, it does work. 100% does work.
Tell me a little bit more about that. So, do you have any like rituals, practicing gratitude, anything that you do? What do you do to get yourself in that positive mindset?
I do write my goals. I write my yearly goals. I write my monthly goals. And I think it's important to write down. And then also, they say, like, if you speak your goals to someone, then it's more chance of it coming true. So I'm like, telling everyone. But yeah, no, I think that's a big one, is writing down your goals and, like, going over them all the time, knowing that what do I need to do to make that happen, because it's one thing writing them down, but you've got to put an action in place to make it work and to make it come true. Do you know what I mean? So half of it is mindset, manifestation, but the other half is putting the work in to make it happen.
Yeah, 100%. Talk to me about being a female in a male. Do you think, is it safe to say, would you agree that sales, I mean, in my industry, it's definitely male dominated. Agents, I know quite a few girls who are smashing it out here, but would you say it's a male-dominated industry? Yeah,
I think there's a lot more girls now that are coming into real estate and doing really, really well, which is good. It's just obviously nice to see in, like you say, such a male-dominated like industry. But yeah, I think it was not last year, but the year before, I was like in the top 10 of the company, and all the rest of them was male, and it's crazy to think. Yeah, it's like, it's good to go like, oh, actually, but there should be like, I know like a lot of girls like do well, and there should be more girls that come into it. I know like your industry as well, like they do really well when you get into it. It's just, I think that mindset of, oh, it's more of a male role, but it's not.
Yeah. What do you feel like you've had to? Do you feel like pressure to prove yourself as a woman, or not really?
I think I don't think like pressure, but I think it's like good when I'm like up there with like some of the best, and like you say, it's the males, and then you're the only female, so it does feel good.
I know we joke
to
about
be doing well. Yeah, it's obviously you're like, oh, have you beaten some of the men? It's like, oh, it's good, isn't it?
Yeah, no, no, 100%. What we talked earlier about skill sets. So, well, for me personally, there's 3 things that is going to determine your success: character trait, skill set, and beliefs. So we've already talked about your believing in yourself, manifestation, mindset. Character traits, what would you say is one character trait that differentiates you, like someone like you, to somebody who's not successful in real estate?
It's hard to say like one, because I think there's loads of traits that you need to be successful, but I think resilience definitely has to be up there, because like you say, in anything, especially sales, there is a lot of setbacks, so you've just got to keep going and keep yourself motivated.
How have you developed that resilience though? Because there's a lot of people who like don't make it in this industry. You know, we talked about people who are struggling. You know, I see people in my industry, they're like, oh, they just give up. Where does that come from?
Because you can see people like some of the big like top people in our company, like Charlie King, Darren Murphy, Rob Kempton, they can all do it, so why can't I? So I just put that in myself, like, if they can do it, I can do it. There's nothing that like a man or a woman can't do that I feel like I can't put my mind to and make work. So like if something goes wrong, then you just have to carry on going, because you know that obviously I'm sure their paths have not been smooth sailing either, you know what I mean? Everyone's got to have setbacks, so I just know it can be done. So that's my goal, is to get to the top.
Yeah, 100%. So I mean, for me, like in terms of successful people, the most successful people that I know are the ones who bounce back from setbacks the fastest. So, you know, there's people out there who like a setback will happen to them and they'll let it, like even when I was in my fitness journey, my PT year into the gym, people who'd go off track and then they'd let that spiral and then it'd be 6 months then, and they'd let one bad day ruin the 6 months. Whereas I think in sales, you've got, as you say, it's the next deal, it's the next call. You can't let that move into the next call. Otherwise, you know, as soon as you're in that negative mindset, oh, no one's going to close. Oh, fucking, I've had the worst month ever.
You can't get off that frequency then. It's hard, it's like a rut almost, and it's like nothing's ever going to happen. Like, honestly, if people are saying negative words to me, like some of my mates go, oh, shut up. Because if like they say like one bad thing, I'm like, oh, negative words, don't want to hear them. Oh, it's negative. Like, even if my sister's like, oh, I'm skint, I'm like, oh, I don't want to hear that word. I'm like, oh. I'm like, I've just got to go. I've got to go, because I don't want to be around those negative words or negative energy. I feel like it's almost like a disease, like, oh, get away from me. You know, if someone's like sick and coughing, you're like, oh, get away. It's almost like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100% get that. I feel like, and loads of people say, you know, on Instagram, You know, I live in a bubble. Dubai's a bubble. You know, you live in a bubble. You know, you don't.
I'd rather live in a happy bubble than
exactly,
the
exactly. And you know, I'm out of touch with society. People will say that to me and comment on it on my Instagram, and I'm like, fucking good. I'm glad. I'm glad I don't live in your you know, in touch with society, because society, you know, obviously back in the UK, there's a lot of people who are miserable, looking to, I guess, escape. Escape, I don't know if that's the right way, like break free from the 9-5, I guess. But yeah, 100%. Like if you are a product of the people you surround yourself with, isn't it? And I've had to.
And I think Dubai is just full of people who want to better themselves and do well, and it's just such a nice environment to be in. Like when I first started, it was like being back in school and like the real estate, but everyone's like, oh, like wanting to do deals, like it's such a good energy, like, and that's the kind of energy that I want to be around and thrive in.
Yeah, so do you think moving to Dubai, I mean, for me personally, Dubai has just pushed me. There's no other option than to be successful here.
Yeah, exactly.
And, like, what do you think's the difference between somebody who thrives in Dubai and someone who doesn't and goes home?
I think a lot of it is like people get caught up in the Dubai with like party world and are not like focused on what they need to do. So they run out of money. That's one of the main things.
We've all been there.
But to be honest, like I honestly like worked myself like a horse. Like when I first come here, I didn't go out. I was the first one in the office, like 7 a.m. till 10 p.m. I didn't used to go out drinking or anything like that with everyone after work and stuff like that. I genuinely did put the work in and the hours, and now I'm like reaping the benefits of it. And like I didn't even like last year I didn't even like go on holiday like at all, like and you know, everyone always has a couple of holidays a year, but me, I'm just like work. But this year, like I have booked myself a little holiday, and do you know what I mean, I am trying to like balance it a little bit more. But I think you just need to be fully focused in this
locked
job,
in.
especially locked in to make it work. If you want to, you know, if you want to make anything work and be successful in it, you need to like work hard.
Yeah, 100%. Like I relate to that a lot, because since I've been in Dubai, you know, every summer my mates go to Ibiza. I've been to Ibiza 10 times, you know, absolutely love it. Since I've moved to Dubai, I started my own business, like I've not been. And there's been so many times where I'm like, oh, I really want to go, but I just know like that week, as I say, leads into spiral 2 weeks or whatever. I've not been for 4 years. But yeah, no, I guess it's good to reap the rewards of, like, you know, you work so hard, it is good to reap the rewards. I mean, let's talk about that. So, like, what's real estate being able to provide for you? Things that you wouldn't have been able to do in your Aldi job. Like, I know you started investing in property. Like, what's the difference in what success used to look like to you to what it is now?
I think, like, in the UK, honestly, I was had, like, credit cards, like everyone does, you know what I mean, from travelling, from whatever else and stuff, and now, obviously, like, I'm debt-free, I can invest into, like, into real estate, like, flipping properties, what I enjoy doing, which I've, you know, been doing successfully in the last couple, which was good, and then I can also, like, help my family out as well, like, my sister and my mum, stuff like that. So, obviously, when you become successful, the people around you as well, like, you bring them up with you, so that's nice.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I know you've obviously got a nice watch, nice cars and stuff, but do you think the definition of success has changed since as you've been coming up?
To be honest with you, like, you always move the goalpost on yourself, don't you? So, like, you know, like I was saying, like, oh, I want to come and I'm going to be a millionaire, but now it's like, you can't retire off £1 million, so now it's like, I need to be a multi-millionaire. Do you get what I mean? Like, the goalpost always moves. You're never going to be happy in anything. Like, as a human, like, you're never happy with, it's not a destination, is it? Like, you know what I mean? You always move the goalpost to something else. So I think just like, it just makes you feel a bit more like grateful for, you know, for just life in general, for the little things, rather than, do you know what I mean? Like, because it's all right, all like the materialistic things, but just like living in Dubai and waking up in the sun every day and just having a better lifestyle is really what's nice.
With your loved ones,
yeah,
isn't
exactly.
It? I know your family and that come out.
Yeah, and bringing my family over here and, you know, being able to like spoil them, it's just really nice to do stuff like that, which obviously previously you wouldn't have been able to do things like that.
Yeah, no, 100%. What's the biggest deal you've ever closed?
I think the biggest value was 16.5 million, but then I closed one like a couple of days ago, which was 11.5 million, which was a good deal as well. But that deal is more like, in that one deal, so this month I've earned more than I did in a whole year in the Aldi.
Wow.
So yeah, it's mind blowing. Like,
just for 16 million dirham is talk to the people in the UK
who
who are going to be watching
it. But it's about, what, 3 million English, is
3 million English. Wow.
Yeah, I think. I'll have to make that out on
wow.
the air.
Wow.
But yeah.
Talk,
so that,
go on.
Yeah, I was just going to say, so obviously you're getting, like, these, like, big deals, like, every single month. And it's, like, sometimes it's like Monopoly money. Sometimes you don't, like, think of it like that. But when you actually sit back and think, wow, I've just made more this year than I have in a whole year in the Aldi.
Oh, it's mad,
it's
isn't
like,
it?
it's crazy, yeah.
No, I know. So that's exactly when I'm obviously closing deals, we usually do, you can do a deal in a day and earn more than what, as you say, people have earned in 1 month, 1 year.
In one day.
Yeah. And that's why I love sales so much, because you get paid
it's
as
uncapped.
It's uncapped. It's based on your effort, it's based on your performance, it's based on your skill set at the end of the day. If you could go back and give your Aldi self one piece of advice, what would it be?
I would just probably tell myself to come to Dubai sooner so I could be retired by now. I would have probably, if I could turn back time, like I don't regret anything in my life because it's all brought me to where I am now.
Yeah.
But I think if I could rewind time a little bit, maybe I'd chop that down to 6 years in Aldi and move here sooner.
Yeah. What's one sales myth that people get wrong about real estate?
I think a lot of people think like, we get paid too much, but actually we're on a commission-only role, so we don't get paid anything. So, a lot of like, if you're looking, so for example, when you're selling a property, you've got buyer and seller commission, and the sellers think like, because you're getting paid from the buyer, but no, because my work for you is separate. I'm working on your unit for you, giving you the service. The service that I'm giving the buyer is completely different. And obviously you've got to understand that. For example, like I could be working on that unit for, usually if we got an understanding and the price is right, it would sell quick, pretty quickly. But some people like move the goalpost, so I could be working with that particular client for, a year or more. So, and I'm not getting paid in all of that time. It's only when the sale happens. So I think a lot of people think like, they're just getting paid so much and like for no effort, but actually it's quite a difficult job, especially like mentally as well. It's a really mentally tough job.
Yeah, people who think sales is like no effort, and I suppose it does come across on Instagram. People see the highlights, don't they? People see
the highlight reel,
you're posting your nice cars, your flips, your holidays in the Maldives, to Bali, but behind closed doors, like I know that you work 7 days a week.
It's 24/7. Even now I'm having anxiety because I know my phone's pinging off. I would have 100 messages to get back to. But it's just non-stop. So it's quite demanding. Like, and honestly, like people are demanding in general. So it's a tough job.
100%. So it's I guess it's like running your own business.
Yeah, it is. It's like you're self-employed for yourself. So like you've just got to make sure you're on it 24/7, which can be like draining, especially like speaking with people every single day. You need to charge your social battery up sometimes.
100%. Take downtime. I mean, speaking of relationships and having relationships with your clients and being a people person, like how would you say, because I always say there's so many different, being a people person, like a lot of people don't even know what that means. For me, being a people person is being able to deal with different types of personalities. How have you had to adapt to the different, especially the different cultures out here?
There's so many people, so many different like nationalities, different cultures, everything. Like, so it's important to like adapt to your clients and how they want to work. And I'm like normally a chatty person. I'm generally a chatty person, so when I meet someone I'm like, oh hi, how are you, have you seen anything this before, blah blah blah. Some people don't want to chat. You just got to take the hint and be like, right, okay, these do not want to talk. So you just got to be quiet and just like answer their questions as and when. Some people want more of like holding the hand. Like some people now I'm like still friends with, like they're still messaging me, calling me like months, years after they've purchased from me. Do you know what I mean? So there's like completely different, like, and I love dealing with different type of people. Do you know what I mean? I think that's what makes the job fun, is every day is different.
100%. There's like, as you say, there's so many different nationalities, so many different personality types. Dealing with men, dealing with women. Are there many women investors in Dubai?
There is actually. You'd be surprised, but there's lots of women investors, and obviously there's loads of end users as well who are sell to, which is nice because you're finding them a home, what they want to live in, so that's kind of like rewarding that you're a part of that for them. So it's nice. If
you had to start all over again, is there anything you'd do differently other than move to Dubai sooner?
Maybe I mean, I'd probably go into sales a bit quicker. I did leasing for 1 year because I was always scared to go into sales because I was like, no, I don't know the job. I need to like get more money behind me, blah, blah, blah. But as soon as I went into sales, I hit the ground running and I should have probably just done it a bit sooner.
Yeah, other than that, I guess it's only 1 year. 1 year.
Yeah.
1 year, really. I suppose, yeah, as you say, like, there's different levels to sales, and I suppose, as you say, yeah, leasing, like, if you do just go into sales straight away, I do feel like a lot of people I've spoken to do find it tougher if they haven't done leasing first.
No, it's definitely good to have the leasing experience and, like, learn your area, like, learn how to do the job for the leasing side, because that's a lot of more quick, and, you know, the money's, like, there every month, whereas sales, you could be doing a deal and then you're not going to get paid in that for 3 months, so you do need a bit of money behind you in sales, you know what I mean? But I just think if you get it quick and you know how to do it, then move into sales, because that's where the most rewards is going to happen for you.
Yeah.
Like, you can live a good life here on leasing, but it's life-changing sales.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you how sales has changed your life.
Yeah. Well, it's just like making me more financially free, which is the whole reason that I come to Dubai, is to be financially free. So just feel like I'm on the path of, you know, getting there, and yeah, just enjoying life a bit more and, like, not having any money issues, I guess.
Yeah. So you've basically moved from leasing to sales to senior consultant to director. Talk me through a little bit about your journey.
Yeah, it's funny because actually in the Aldi, I started as a store assistant and I moved up to deputy, and then I moved up to the assistant manager, and then I've kind of done the same in this. So I've went from, obviously, property consultant to senior to associate director. So yeah, it's nice to see your hard work be recognised and be promoted within the company.
How's your responsibilities changed?
Not really. No, it's just you get a little bit more commission, and obviously you've got the title, which is shows that you do well, and you just have a bit more flexibility in terms of, like, I don't have to go into the office if I don't want to. I work my own diary, and yeah, I just enjoy the flexibility of the job. I mean, there's no job that I think in the world that you can earn this much money a month and still, like, do a podcast in the afternoon. Go and get your nails done.
You're self-employed, mate, on a random Tuesday.
Exactly, yeah. So I just love the flexibility of it all, really, to be honest.
Yeah. So have you got to manage a team now or not?
No, I don't manage a team. I just manage myself, which again I love, because I was a manager for so long in the Aldi, looking after all people and delegating and doing this and doing that, and are they doing their job, and now it's just myself, and honestly, it's just so freeing, just looking after yourself.
Yeah, love that. Well, to be honest, I've run out of questions. I think you've answered them all.
Okay.
Unless there's anything else that you wanna give. I guess one final piece of, like, wisdom or words. Somebody who is sitting in their 9-5 at home, they're sitting in Aldi, they're sitting in a job, and don't get me wrong, no disrespect to Aldi workers, I know they absolutely work you they work you so hard.
They do work you hard, I'll tell you that.
But, like, anyone who's sitting there, you didn't go to uni or not, did you? Or did you? Yeah, no real, like, other than Aldi, like, in the world, like, skill set, do you know what I mean? Someone who's sitting there, who's working at Aldi or the equivalent of that job, not really earning much money, but they're scared to take the leap. What's one piece of advice that you'd give them?
I just think you only live once, so, like, take the risk. Like, mine, and I always say, is you don't get anywhere in life without taking the risk. So
love
yeah,
that.
I know, and I just always live by that. I just think whenever I've just invested into an off-plan property, and I was, like, a bit scared because I've never done it before, and I was like, just have me nan in me head going, if you don't take the risk, you'll never get anywhere in life. And it's like, you've got to do something that you've never done before to be somewhere where you've never been. Like, there's so many, like,
nothing changes if nothing changes,
exactly,
at the end of the day. And, like, yeah, as you say, for me, I'm like, what's the worst that can happen?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I've got one of my friends now, she's, like, planning to move over with a fella and a baby, and, you know, she's so excited. She's, like, getting, like, saving up now, and they're getting everything in place to move over, and it's just like, do it, do you know what I mean? Like why not? Like, I said that to her, like, worst case scenario, it doesn't work out, you go back home.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And, like, yeah.
At least you've tried it, there's no what ifs then, is there?
Yeah, 100%. Like, if, for me, when I'm investing in something or I'm thinking of making a move, the worst case scenario is, I'm just going to be in exactly the same position. other than maybe, okay, yeah, I've lost a little bit of money. You can always get money back, but you can't get that experience back.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, 100% love that. Well, thank you very much, Lee. Appreciate you coming on and taking time out your busy diary. You're probably losing deals left, right and centre here.
I know, we better wrap it up.
Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you.